When we're discussing the driver in regards to the perfect connection golf swing, what I first want to cover right now is the basic fundamentals, and that is going to be, first off, your grip, okay? With the grip, what we want to see is we want to see that the left hand, the club sits in the fingers. The difference between the perfect connection, what I have found through my studies, and what mainstream golf, which is completely wrong, is that, you know, you'll read stories and you'll read books and you'll read magazines and they tell you, hey, get the club in the fingers. That is wrong. They are correct, though, in that the left hand should be in the fingers. We basically want the club to sit from right here on our index finger, the middle part of our index finger, to the base pad of our pinky finger. That's what we want with the left hand, just like that. Now, how many knuckles should I get? What we want to do here is each person's setup is different. Each person's body build is different. So what we want to do here is we want to have something where when you actually swing the club, your joints come into natural alignment. We want your wrist joint, we want your elbow joint, and we want your shoulder joint to come into natural alignment. So what you're going to need here is you're going to need someone to assist you to really figure out what is going on here with your swing. But again, when you get the club in the fingers here and you swing this club into natural alignment, these need to come into alignment. If you're a person that has their arm that can't really extend it all the way, you're going to, you know, maybe have your grip a little bit left. But what we're going to do is go into a little test here with an assistant of mine, and we're going to show you the proper way to get the grip. Now that I have my assistant here, and you can use a friend for this, but what's going to be good here is I just want to put my hands on here, what I feel is natural for me. At this situation, he's just going to be holding the club slightly, you know, by the club head here with two fingers. And if I lean back, if my grip is on there correctly, basically my shoulder, my elbow, and my wrist are in natural alignment. If I place my grip on here this way where it's strong and I lean back, the club will naturally want to close when I pull on that club. If I get the grip on there too weak for me, which weak being to the left, and I swing and I sort of lean back, the club's going to want to naturally open. So again, what we're looking for here, just grab a friend or someone to do this. And again, what I would demonstrate here is if I'm holding the club here and I lean back, if my grip is on there square for me, my joints will come into natural alignment and the face will stay square. If I turn my hand here to the right, which is typically, if you will, strong, I'm not going to use the word strong or weak because again, what is strong for me typically by mainstream golf might be square for you. So when I lean back, if that club's on there, my joints will come into natural alignment and that face will close down in this situation. If I turn my hand to what we term as weak, which would be to the left, for me, if I lean back, that club's going to actually open. But for you at home, that might be square. So again, it takes a little, 10-second test here with a friend, and you can find out what square is for you. There is no such thing as a perfect square grip for everyone. No one's grip is the same. And that's the great thing about it. Ben Hogan wrote a book, and that book was written basically for Ben Hogan, and that's his 5 modern fundamentals. Anyone else, that wouldn't work for you. But other guys have written other books, and are they correct? They're correct for some people, but they're not correct for all. If you do this drill, this is how we get to your body with natural alignment of getting your joints in a natural alignment, and that's how we reduce injury of this left arm, which is really caused at impact because your joints aren't into natural alignment. As we move on here with the right hand, and again, as I stated, that the left hand sits in the fingers. Mainstream golf says the grip should be in the fingers, and I disagree. The right hand needs to sit more up in the palm, and if we just sit our hand here, this angle with my right index finger down the shaft, you can see the angle of my right arm. If I just keep that angle and I bring it down, my right hand's gonna be a lot more palmy than what you would imagine, okay? If I get the club in the fingers this way, that puts my wrist in this position, and that is a weak position. We want our hand more in this position, and again, grab someone's hand and put them in that position where their wrist would be this way, you could hurt them. If you put them in this position, it's a position of strength, and that's where the joints line up. That's what biomechanically, the way that we're designed to swing the club, and that's where mainstream golf is wrong. If you listen to what they're teaching you, you will hurt yourself. So what we're doing here is getting the right hand more in the palm, and what's great about this is as I swing the club back with this position of my wrist hinging properly, which is a position of strength, my hands stay together. when my grip gets more in the fingers and I swing back, my hand comes apart, and that's not what we want. We want connection. The only connection we have with the club is with our grip, and if we have it wrong, we are setting ourselves up for failure. So make sure that the grip, left hand is in the fingers, right hand's more palm. As far as grip tightness, what is tight? Sam Snead was basically coined the famous phrase of hold the club like you're holding a bird. If you ever shook hands with Sam Snead, he had very large, strong, powerful hands. What was light for him may not be light for you. Okay, so for you to get in that same position, it's really impossible for me to tell you how hard to grip it. But what we do want is we want more of a firm grip pressure, whatever you feel that is. The difference between mainstream golf is they stop at a firm grip pressure, but they avoid the wrists. We want the wrists to be loose. We want them to be supple so you can feel the club head weight. If I tighten my grip and I tighten my wrist, I can't swing my wrist. That's where a major power loss is, and that's what we want. We want to be able to hit this ball far with the driver, so you want to have loose wrists. As far as grip pressure on the club, what's comfortable? You know, if you feel it's comfortable, if it's, you know, if you want to make it a little looser, whatever, just experiment with it. But again, it's got to be in the wrist being loose. So the grip is a major issue that I think mainstream golf gets it wrong on. And with the perfect connection golf swing, what we want to explain to you is how the joints work naturally and how the normal, just one sort of grip of being neutral, weak, or strong may not be right for you.